Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today is Valentine's Day, so what better way to celebrate such a joyous occasion than to hop onto League and duo with your favorite League partner. But instead of duoing sweaty ranked games, why not actually enjoy the game and play some unique bot lanes based on the lore of League of Legends. In this video, I'll be revealing the top 5 couples that can actually be played together in the bot lane as ADC and support. Starting at number 5, we have Rumble and Tristana. These two Yordles have arguably the cutest relationship on this list. Rumble has always been seen as the smallest runt of the litter, even amongst Yordles. To make up for his small stature, he learned how to tinker with gadgets and ended up building a mechanized suit. Did you know Rumble's mech is actually named Tristy? If you have the Super Galaxy Rumble skin, recalling next to Tristana will give you some special voice lines. Although the lore makes it seem as though Rumble is getting friend-zoned, you can show your Tristana partner that you are ready to take your relationship to the next level. Your partner can build standard items on Tristana ADC, but for Rumble support, I'd recommend these runes and this item build path. The playstyle you'll be implementing here is to poke with your E in lane as often as you can since you are a manaless champion. This support pick works extremely well into melee matchups as the enemy team will be surprised at your base damage of both your Q and E. In teamfights, regardless if you have items or not, you will do massive amounts of AoE damage with your game-changing ultimate. Coming in at number 4, we have Ezreal and Lux. These teenage lovers share similar upbringings in homes of either nobility or upper-class wealth. However, both characters had to overcome their own traditional backgrounds. Ezreal's archaeological parents did not return home one day and forced Ezreal to start his own journey in discovering the whereabouts of his parents. Lux had been forced to shy away from her magic abilities as she feared she would be exiled from Demacia, a land where magic is frowned upon. Both characters are light-hearted and also have special quips with each other. Additionally, Ezreal and Lux share multiple skin lines together, so not only can you duo based on the lore, you can also look super dripped out on Summoner's Rift. This bot lane is a pretty standard combination, offering lots of poke in lane from Ezreal's Q and Lux's E. This couple has undoubtedly the longest range of any couple on this list, and is a great pairing for players who like playing a little more passively in lane. They both have a lot of safety in their kits, which means you can avoid incoming ganks quite easily. Ezreal can always jump away, and Lux has a lot of defensive spells in her root and shield. And of course, both of these champions have long distance ultimates, so you can very easily synergize your ults on a rooted target to one-shot them. I'd highly recommend trying out this couple, especially if you're newer to the game. At number 3, we are going to introduce our first homosexual romance, Diana and Leona. In Riot's story Rise With Me, we are introduced to two young warriors who are raised in the Solari faith. Diana, being a young curious soul, begins to question the faith and the relationship between sun and moon. Diana and Leona start debating the Solari fundamentals, with Leona being an avid follower of the sun, while Diana starts to be more and more drawn to the gentle light of the moon. Soon enough though, they start developing stronger feelings for each other and their relationship grows from friends to lovers. Unlike Ezreal and Lux, and even unlike their own love story, this bot lane is meant for the more aggressive couple. Both champions have no range at all, so you'll need to make sure to both commit on engage when it happens. The dive potential with Leona and Diana is insane, and it can be extremely difficult for two immobile champions in the bot lane to disengage. The two champions have enough CC here that you can actually lock down a squishy target without them being able to run away. By harnessing both the power of sun and moon, you can easily snowball your lead to victory. Our number 2 couple on this list will be Senna and Lucian. These two champions were sentinels destined to battle the myriad evils emanating from the Black Mist. Unfortunately, Senna was afflicted with a curse, and when the two were researching for a cure, the two met with Thresh in battle, where Senna eventually becomes entrapped in Thresh's lantern for years to come. Senna and Lucian play a bit differently, but are both thematically similar with their gunslinger identities. Lucian's kit is all about weaving his double proc passive in teamfights and trying to gain an early lane advantage. Senna's kit is more about poking with her autos and Qs while trying to sustain in lane and scaling into the late game. Lucian has short range, while Senna eventually has infinite range. Despite their two different kits, the pairing is still certainly viable in the bot lane. I wouldn't say Senna is Lucian's best support to play with, so perhaps in the future, Riot will implement changes to make Senna and Lucian's kit interact more closely. It would be really neat if Lucian could proc his passive on some of Senna's mark targets, for instance. For my honorable mention, I will go with Ashe and Tryndamere. Ashe, being the leader of the Avarosan tribe, was pressured into marrying to unite the people of the Freljord. She ended up choosing Tryndamere, a strong barbarian warrior who was physically capable of taking down any challengers that could negatively affect her leadership. Although the two champions here married due to a political reason, their attraction eventually grew stronger and more genuine. Although most couples on the list have a standard ADC, I will actually recommend reversing the roles here and letting the prototypical Ashe here play a support and Tryndamere being the ADC. Ashe can still be viable as a support here with minimal gold due to the CC in her autos and W, but Tryndamere needs gold to be functional. This bot lane can be tricky, but with an experienced Tryndamere, you will have to find windows of opportunity where he can stat check the enemy bot lane and auto everyone to death. Meanwhile, Ashe will be slowing the enemy targets so that Tryndamere can stick to them. Now, before I reveal the #1 couple in League lore, please consider liking this video if you're enjoying this content, and hitting that subscribe button for that extra support. It really does help. And finally, the #1 couple on this list is of course, Xayah and Rakan. Both champions are part of the Vestian faction in the region of Ionia. Rakan is characterized as an energetic troublemaker who can seem a bit unfocused at times, but is actually quite charming and insightful. Xayah, on the other hand, is someone who is much more prepared and focused, but can be a bit brash at times. By combining their two very different personality traits and strengths, they hope to bring back wild magic to Ionia. I guess opposites do really attract. These two champions were actually released by Riot at the same time and even have special power-ups to their abilities if played together. Rakan has increased range on his E-dash if Xayah is the target. When Xayah uses Deadly Plumage to increase her attack speed, Rakan also gains this effect if nearby. Make sure to test out all their special interactions together either through taunts, dance emotes, or simply when in battle. Xayah and Rakan synergize well on Summoner's Rift, and their movement patterns really do look like a well-choreographed battle dance. After you have won the 2v2 together, both Xayah and Rakan can sync their recalls together and head home to base. And there you have it. Those are my top 5 couples to play with your League of Legends duo partner. Please do share which of these couples you found most success or fun with. And lastly, yes, there are definitely a few couples that I've left off this list, so if you have any thoughts regarding League of Legends lore couples, please let me know in the comments below.
Untiltable. Untiltable. Streamers. Untiltable. Untiltable.